I see you. I see you not appreciating yourself enough. I want to address this incessant need for us to low-key dislike ourselves. But first, some coffee.
On that coffee break, can't even stay awake. Like you're listening to Drake, call it head snakes.
And we're back. Hi, I'm Sahad, and I'm a musician. In this one, I want to dive into why we're bent on not liking ourselves enough. It's been glaringly obvious that very few of us truly love ourselves, let alone even like ourselves. If you're one of the few people out there who actually loves themselves, I want to congratulate you, because these days it seems like it's actually really hard to. But for the rest of us, it's quite an effort to look in the mirror and be like, wow, you're great. You're doing awesome. Why is it like this though? I suffered, and I still do suffer from this from time to time. In fact, growing up within a southeastern culture, I was always under the watchful eye of my parents, of my relatives, of everybody. And even if I showed the littlest signs of slipping, I'd be met with harsh criticism. I wasn't even allowed to communicate with girls properly until I was in my late teens. But that didn't stop me. I was 007 when it came to talking to girls. No, I didn't have the cool factor. I was just very secretive. When I wasn't doing good in school, I'd just get yelled at. My relatives would look down on me and compare their own children to me because apparently their children were saints. When I was doing good in school, I suddenly was too fat. So I was yelled at by my parents to eat a carrot instead of a chocolate bar. But I can't blame them though. I was so fat growing up, like obese fat. When I was eating healthy and getting good grades, I wasn't enough when it came to praying or some other metric of being perfect. The list went on, and with it came this underlying feeling that I wasn't enough. Enough for what, you might ask? I don't know, just not enough. You're supposed to make mistakes as a kid, right? Hell, as a human being, you're supposed to make mistakes because making mistakes gives you the opportunity to learn. And that's not some cliche, over-exaggerated thing. It is true. How else are you going to live a better life if you don't make mistakes to set you straight? But I wasn't allowed the room to make mistakes, or else my actions would be met with stern correction. Growing up, I'm sure many of you felt inadequate because the world just made you feel inadequate for some reason. We just weren't allowed to feel good about ourselves. And that's what I think is one of the main factors of not being able to appreciate yourself fully. But it's okay. There's always time to improve, right? Then comes marketing, Instagram influencers to TV ads. My eyes are terrorized with an onslaught of all these supposedly beautiful people jumping off a cliff into some clear crystal waters in Bali, or a jeep cruising through picturesque Iceland. The endless amounts of delicious desserts I see. The endless amounts of people flexing at the gym, all the things people are buying, all the places people are visiting, the apparent love they have in their lives, all these supposed friends they have. Man, it's tough to even exist these days, isn't it? Because people are just constantly pushing the best parts about their lives down my throat. All of a sudden, I feel like my life just doesn't measure up. I'm not doing good enough. I'm not skinny or good looking enough or successful or rich enough. I don't have 500,000 friends whom I could go to the club with every weekend, or I'm not making $1 million business deals in $1 million suits like them. I'm just trying to live and just do my thing, right? But all these people got me believing that I'm living a free subscription to life while they're living the premium paid subscription. And there are the high budget marketing campaigns. I mean, I've studied marketing and my day job is in marketing. So trust me when I say this, none of those campaigns are actually real. Here's a not so secret. They are utilizing the sense of adventure these days to milk the crap out of their marketing. A lot of these campaigns you'll see will show you how you could be this amazing person and live such a fulfilling life if you buy their product or service. They'll show attractive people under just the right light, just seemingly living their best lives. What they're hoping to do is to get you to buy their products under the spell of that very feeling that they portray. The feeling of being free, valuable, adventurous, beautiful. But newsflash though, that's not real. Rarely anything you see online or on the TV is the real story or the full story. Even reality TV shows aren't real. Politicians, let's not get into that. All I'm trying to say is that they're force feeding us all these lies to make ourselves feel bad about ourselves, apparently, for not being enough in order to buy their stuff. I mean, you're wary of this whole thing that's been going on. You've watched Fight Club, but even if you know this, it affects you on a deeper level. You start to compare yourself to these people who are apparently living such fulfilling lives, even without the permission of your own conscious self, which is why I personally don't find value in reading the news too much or watching TV or following too many people on social media, only my close friends, because I notice that I start to feel bad too. It's natural for us to compare our lives to theirs. But life can't be just a parade of beautiful, fulfilling experiences, can it? That's just not possible. We live our lives with hints of high points, hints of low points, then just huge chunks of boringness in between. These huge chunks are just us living our lives, doing our things. Just, chances are that you're in school or you're working. That takes up a huge chunk. Maybe you're watching shows and movies. That's a huge chunk. Or even if you're working crazy amounts of hours, including, a day job and your creative pursuits, that's a whole lot of boring. It's always been like this. Life isn't designed to be exciting 24/7, 365. Chances are that we need to work most of the time or just relax and recuperate. Look back on what you've been through. You've experienced moments that made life feel amazing. You've also experienced things that were horrifying. You've been through some stuff. We all have. Every person who doesn't live under a rock has seen the peaks and valleys. So you can tell that there really is no need to compare our experiences with others, is there? Understand that almost all of the posts you see on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, are the highlight reels of people's lives. They're not showing you the boring bits, the upsetting down bits. It's weird we experience this, honestly, but you'll notice that the average person on there generally are living through the same peaks and valleys. But the onslaught of so many posts of people doing so many things makes it feel like you're not doing anything of value or not enough. You're not living your life properly. It's a trick our minds play on ourselves. You're in bed after a long day of working and you see people just posting beautiful pictures, and it feels like you didn't do anything of note that day. But again, they are only showing the highlight reels of their lives, aren't they? We're all living mostly boring lives, so please just stop comparing yourself to others. My life is insanely boring, I'll admit it. I don't go out much. I have just a few friends, just a handful. I see them once a week. I don't go to many restaurants or on many experiences. I go to work and I work. I come home and I work on my own music and these podcasts. On weekends, I'm either catching up on sleep or just working some more. You could say that I don't have a life, but I'm trying my very best to not feel bad about the others going to Maui or going to some expensive restaurant because I chose to spend my time the way that I do. Just like how you chose yours, I bet. So where you are right now, you're doing great. Even if you feel like you've hit rock bottom, you're still good. Because believe it or not, just the fact that you're alive is the single most amazing thing. The fact that you get to live in a time like right now is enough to get you excited to be alive and to essentially love your life and yourself. You are enough. You might not be where you want to be in your life at this very exact moment, and that's perfectly fine. It's a journey, right? Focus on your journey. Focus on today. Tomorrow does not exist and will never exist. Everything that exists is right now, in fact. It's actually the journey that's the fun part, right? Not the destination. Because we really don't know where we'll end up. We can plan and hopefully our plans mostly come to fruition. But we'd miss the point of being alive if we were to not cherish where we are right now and look around. I mean, try to be here right now. We're all works of progress. We all have our flaws. Our lives have flaws. But that's what's so interesting about us. Sure, we may need to better many aspects of ourselves, but at the same time, we do have so many qualities about us that we need to shed more light on. We need to be kinder towards ourselves. Tell ourselves that it's okay, that we didn't achieve enough, or that we're not good enough according to some standard. For me, personally, I've always felt that I haven't worked enough, achieved enough of my goals that I've set out for myself. And yes, I fell prey to huge bouts of procrastination, as you have too, I bet. And I used to beat myself up about it. I still do sometimes, but I remind myself that it's actually all good. I'm human. And it's normal for me to not be productive at times. Another funny thing that we do is that we tend to focus more on the negatives of the world around us and ourselves more than the positives. Like, you might be having a good day, you've been eating good, and nobody's being mean to you. But then something triggers a thought in your head that, you're not good enough at something. Then the whole record starts playing. Why are you not good enough at this? You don't deserve that. You're not this. You're not that. Up to that point, you've been having a great day. Life felt okay, but something just triggered an onslaught of all these negative thoughts, and you start to beat yourself up about it. Notice these moments and bring yourself back. Do it enough times, and it becomes automatic. To sum it up, you are enough. Trust me, you're enough for right now. Yes, you could be better, but know that you are enough. Don't beat yourself up. And that's all for today. I hope this has made you feel at least, a fraction bit better. I'll see you in the next one.